Hey, welcome back, South Coast Groups. We are, I don't know, is that a name? Are we calling it that now? Who knows? Whatever. How's it going? This is week 4. We're having a good time. Our group, the one that Danielle and I lead, is the young adults one. We've been having great discussions, and so hopefully the rest of you have as well. So we're going to get into it. We got like 3-4 questions. But I just want to stop and say, Sunday was amazing. For those of you that were there, we baptized 10 people, mostly youth and kids, which was super fun. And then we had a Kids Around the World packing event afterwards, which so many of you helped out with. So thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. Oh, beautiful. It was a good round of applause. Anywho, so now we'll get into the questions. So many things happened on Sunday, we might have forgot what we were even talking about. But we were talking about during the message on Sunday morning about seed and how seed is important. And there's an example that Pastor Tom, my dad, used, how there's this place in the world, it's called the Doomsday Vault, and it has all these different types of seeds so that we never run out, and just in case there's some apocalyptic event, we'll have food or something like that, which is pretty cool. But it expresses the importance of seed. And seed is seed and sowing and harvesting are very common themes in the Bible. And so we're talking about it. So the first question I have is, we're in a series about generosity and all that kind of stuff. And so the question I have is, what is a seed in our context? And so in the context of this conversation, what is a seed? And there's going to be a few different examples, but I want you to take some time, think about, if I'm talking about sowing a seed, what is the actual seed? Ready, set, go. All right, perfect. That was good. There's a couple more I wish you would have got to, but whatever. So I'm just kidding. So here's my next question is, there's a couple more things that sometimes we forget when we're talking about sowing seed. That's where we end it. We're sow a good seed, and then we never talk about it again. But there's more to it when it's, for those of you that are gardeners, you know that it's more than just sowing a seed. It's sowing a seed in good soil and then watering that seed. And so here's the question that we have is, give us some examples for the different seeds that you guys talked about. Give us some examples of good soil and bad soil. And then what does the process of watering look like? So let me give you an example. Let's say money is a thing that we've been talking about with generosity. So for money, the seed is money. The soil is where you're giving that money to, and then the watering might be something that you're doing to continually keep moving that blessing forward. So whether it's your tithing or whatever it is. So that's just kind of an example, but use that as kind of a format to talk about whatever seeds you guys were talking about. What's good soil, bad soil, and the way that you water it. Ready, set, go. All right, we're back. That was awesome. And the answers were pretty good, I gotta admit. So here's the next one. So there's a story that was talked about on Sunday morning. It's kind of a heartfelt story. A story of the prophet Elijah and his interactions with this woman who he asked if she would cook him a meal or bake him some bread, basically. And she said that I only have enough flour and enough oil for my son and I. And he said, you bake it for me anyways. Like, what a jerk. But there's a point to it. And so this is the question I want to say. And we know the rest of the story. She bakes for Elijah, and then she is blessed with overflowing amounts of flour and oil. And so here's the question I want to ask. Why do you think that Elijah made her make him the meal before he blessed her? Why didn't he say, hey, look, I'll bless you, now can you make me a meal? But he said, make me the meal, and then he didn't, and then he blessed her afterwards. So why is it in that order, that he made her think she lost everything and then blessed her? Why did that happen? And there's kind of a specific answer I hope that you get to, and so I'll recap it after this. But go ahead and try your best to get there. Why do you think that he made her make the meal first and then he blessed her? Ready, set, go. Okay, we're back. And so I heard many of you get here, but kind of the idea that I was having with this the reason I asked that last question is because I think part of it is sometimes we hold on so tightly to what we think we have barely left that we don't allow any room for God to bless us, and our hands are closed, clutching on to the little bit we have left that we don't have open hands ready for a blessing. And so sometimes we have to, there's this saying I heard that you don't know that Jesus is all you need until Jesus is all you have. And so I think it's kind of a similar thing, is sometimes you have to give the last portion of yourself so that God can bless you abundantly and fill you back up. So that's kind of what we were trying to get to in the last one. But a couple thoughts here, and then I'm gonna just do kind of a last follow-up question. But I heard this somewhere, and I wish I could credit it to somebody, but I can't remember where I heard it. But it's a really good thing, a really good saying, and it's simply that God gives seed to sowers. And so we're constantly wanting or thinking about how we're going to be blessed and how God wants to bless us and all these different things, but we sometimes are not as good at thinking about how we could bless others and how we could sow a seed of a blessing or how we can do these different things. And I just wanted to remind all of us that God gives seeds to sowers. And so if we are consistently learning how to be good sowers, we'll find ourselves with an overflowing amount of seed. And so keep blessing people, keep being generous, and keep sowing seed, and you'll find yourself with plenty to go around. But here's my last kind of thing before we end. And I was thinking about it tonight in youth. If you're having your group on a Wednesday night, tonight in youth, we're doing this thing called an invite night. And it's awesome, and we're so excited about it and having a lot of fun as we speak. And the students all made a commitment to invite one friend to youth group. And so I was thinking about it. One of the seeds that you could sow is the seed of an invite, the seed of just an invitation for someone to join you at church, or for you to pray for someone, or for whatever it might be. And so here's the question. We're going to get specific because sometimes I think we need to. And the question I have is there someone in your life that you would really love to see come to Christ? Is there someone in your life that you would really love to see come to church with you? Is there someone in your life that really desperately needs prayer? And I think we should name those people out loud. And obviously in our groups, we're going to keep it confidential, but there's people in our lives that we really, really would love to meet Jesus. And so let's name those people, and then let's talk a little bit about what's the next step for each of us individually with that specific person in mind. How do we plant that seed? How do we move forward? And how do we get them to a place where they can make a choice to follow Jesus? And so hopefully that'll spur on some confidence and some boldness to step out and to sow a seed of an invite. And so we love you. We appreciate you. I do, especially. You guys are awesome. I love doing groups with you every week, even if I'm just on this flat screen here that you're watching. But anyways, we'll see you next week. Hope you have a blessed week, and hope this group time was amazing. See ya. Bye.